Analyzing the process of dishwashing, from the time we remove the soiled dishes from the table to the time we put them away on their respective shelves, we see that dishwashing is not one single task, but a group of small tasks. We see that it is not all dishwashing, but that it is composed of these 4 parts. 1. Scraping and stacking dishes. 2. Washing them. 3. Drying them. 4. Putting them away. The reason the work is hard may be due to fault or delay in any one of the 4 parts, and we have to find out in which part the delay occurs and how it can be remedied before we can improve the whole. Perhaps we do not thoroughly and carefully stack and scrape. Few use the little scraper of wood and rubber, which looks like a paddle, which is better than a knife or fork, to scrape the dishes clean, so that the actual washing is not bothered by fragments, grease, etc. Or we can use tissue paper to remove grease and thus make the work easier. Stacking is important, all similar sizes going together, all dishes stacked to the right and drained to the left. Nothing does more to make dishwashing a drudgery than to have the sink or table surface on which dishes are washed too low. The height should be so arranged that the worker can stand at it with comfort, or, preferably, the worker can sit down to this as well as any other household task of a similar kind. The writer always sits down to wash dishes, to iron, prepare pastry, and peel vegetables. The first secret of washing dishes is to have the water hot and soapy, the suds being made by a soap shaker and not by floating a cake in the water. A good soap powder is best for pots, kettles, and pans. Now, if we have a drainer, we can cut down the time of the whole process more than 1/3, because the time consumed in wiping is greater than the time consumed in washing. Therefore, with a drainer, we reduce the drying time, because if dishes are arranged in a rack and have scalding water poured over them, they will dry themselves. It is neither necessary nor sanitary to dry each piece with a dish towel of doubtful cleanliness, and by the time the pots and small utensils are finished, the dishes will be completely dried and ready to be put away without further handling. Much time is consumed in carrying the trays of washed and dried dishes to some distant place. Sometimes innumerable trips are required to carry all the dishes used at a meal to the pantry or shelves. Why not place the shelves for the pots and pans and the kitchen dishes adjacent to the sink, at the left? This has been done in several homes, with the result that the dishes can be put away, when dried, without walking a step. Thus many minutes can be saved to be spent on something else, outside the kitchen. A device that can be helpfully employed in the dishwashing process is a tray on wheels, which can be pushed or wheeled wherever desired. All the dishes from a meal can be stacked on these lower and upper trays and wheeled at once to the right of the sink. If the dish closet is some distance from the sink, the same tray can be used to receive the clean dishes and wheel them to wherever they are to be put away. A new dishpan that can now be bought is rectangular in shape, more exactly to fit the sink. It is supported on legs, which are fitted with rubber tips to prevent marring the surface of the sink. In addition, it has a small mesh wire. Thus, instead of lifting up and tipping the pan to empty the water, the stopper can be removed, the drawer pulled out, and the water emptied, and the pan drained at the same time. This is a great improvement over the old round pan. With a convenient arrangement of sink, closet, and shelves, proper tools, and a good supply of hot water, time, strength, soap, and towels can be conserved, all of which are worth saving. Canning made easy by the cold pack method. Here is the standard method of canning fruits and vegetables, as advised by the United States Department of Agriculture. Wash the jars, wash the rubbers and test them for quality, set the empty jars and rubbers into a pan of water to heat and keep hot. Use only fresh, sound vegetables. Wash, then place in colander.